So welcome to this morning's practice. Let's work with distraction where that arises and see what it brings. So I'd like to begin by inviting you to settle into a posture that feels right for you. That could be a sitting, but also a lying down posture or a standing, really honoring what's present for your body. And if you are sitting, then you may want to find an uprightness in the posture with softening shoulders, softening muscles of the face, jaws, the forehead. And our intention for this practice may be simply to be present with what's here, to turn towards the immediacy of this moment and our experience of it. And as always, to do so with curiosity, with a real openness to what arises and with a little friendliness to our own experience. And then sensing what may be the motivation for you. What makes this feel like it's something important? Practicing mindfulness and compassion. How does it benefit you in your own life? And how does it also bring goodness to others around you? And let's support ourselves to come into focus by turning to the breath as it's happening in the body, the different movements that you can feel. Maybe sensing where those sensations are most alive for you, maybe in the chest, maybe in the belly or at the sides, the nostrils. And as well as sensing the breath, we could equalize the in and the out breath, either by counting or by using a simple phrase. For example, breathing in, I know I'm breathing in. Breathing out, I know I'm breathing out. Or perhaps today we could experiment with moving the fingers of the one hand one by one for the in breath, and of the other hand one by one for the out breath, just as a way of inviting ourselves to really be present, to come into this moment. And of course, if the breath is not such a comfortable place for you to let your attention rest, or If there's another way that you know is helpful for you to invite the mind to begin to settle a little, then please feel free to just go with what feels most right for you. Let's bring some curiosity, particularly to the out breath, to those sensations of releasing, maybe a softening as the breath flows out of the body. Perhaps each out breath invites us to land a little bit more, dropping into the body, allowing the thoughts just freely to come and go in their own way without needing to get entangled in them. More and more arriving in this place and in this moment. And then releasing any equalizing and letting the breath find its own natural rhythm again. And let's expand our awareness to include the whole of the body. And we can bring curiosity to the sensations in the body. And perhaps one way of giving quite a strong support for our attention is to make a little journey through the body, both with our attention, but also, if we like, with any movements. So we could start with the head. You may want to let your hands come up to your scalp and say good morning to your scalp, hands in the hair. And sensing into the face, maybe smoothing out the forehead in case any frowns have landed there. Sensing into the big muscles of the jaws. And becoming curious about sensations in the neck and the throat. Maybe the hands want to come down to the neck and then towards the shoulders. Maybe the shoulders would like to roll in a certain way. Maybe stretching. Sensing into the upper arms, the elbows, the lower hands and the wrists. Lower arms even. And the wrists and then the hands. Maybe some wriggling of the fingers. Some movements in the arms. Sensing into what's present there this morning. And then bringing our attention back to the torso. Seeing if any movement in the spine would feel welcome. Sensing into the chest. Into the belly. In the middle and the lower part of the back. Maybe finding a little movement in the hips. Opening to the sensations there. And dropping our attention further down into the legs, the upper legs. And the knees and the lower legs. Seeing if any movements would feel welcome there. Coming towards the ankles, maybe rotating at the ankles and wiggling the toes. Maybe pointing the toes away from you and then towards you and just feeling the flex of muscles there. Then having made that little journey through the body, let's again widen to encompass with our attention the whole of the body as it's resting here. Awareness of the subtle movements of breathing, the heart beating, maybe little other signs of aliveness in the body. Noticing those points of contact between the body and what you're resting on. And perhaps entrusting our weight a little bit more to the support of the chair, the cushion, the ground. And this great and vibrant earth underneath us. So very old, so very vast. Welcoming us to simply rest. Body resting here, supported by the earth. The mind invited to simply rest in the body in this moment, with no agenda whatsoever. And often it's easier for the body to rest than for the mind. And if that's what you find, if the mind is got engaged again with one thing or another, we can just notice that in a really friendly, open way. That's just what the mind does, trying to keep us safe by attending to everything it thinks it's important. But we can reassure ourselves that just for now, actually, there's nothing we need to do. We can just continue to rest in this moment. Maybe with an awareness of the sounds that are happening naturally around us. Or if you prefer, letting your attention rest gently with a natural breath or with sensations in the body. How is it to just be here? And here may include a lot of mind activity, distractedness. That's completely fine. We can include that in our awareness of this present moment. And we can practice kindness and care in the way that we're coming back every time to the simplicity of resting here with the sounds or with the breath. Relaxing into this moment again and again and again. And some days it can feel quite easy to just allow whatever is arising in our experience to be as it is. And other times that can feel quite difficult. And if it is one of those times, if it feels difficult to allow what's present, then can we allow that? Can we just acknowledge, hey, allowing is tricky today. Nothing wrong. Just a noticing moment by moment what is actually here. And every time we get distracted again, we can just notice this. Maybe even noticing with a sense of appreciation for having become aware, like, I was a bit distracted there. I got really entangled in this or that topic. And with the noticing, already we're back. Already we're in this present moment. And perhaps a reconnecting with the presence of the body, resting here. The possibility of the mind also just resting. Nothing required. Nothing we need to make happen. The sounds of life happening around us. The breath traveling through the body. Simple being as it's happening. As we're coming towards the end of the practice, I'd like to read you a poem. It's called The Holy Pause by Julia Fehrenbacher. Sometime between mindlessly loading the dishwasher and wiping the crumb-covered countertops, I make my way back to the hickory floor beneath tired feet, to the smell of sautéing garlic and onions, to the soothing sound of end of summer showers. Another season, another day, slowly slipping away. I close my eyes and listen to the song that speaks about how fast it all goes. And God, how I want to be here for it. All of it. I need 1,000 more years, 1,000 more ways to say thank you for the wonder of even this one ordinary moment. I will make my way back to the ground that holds me, to the something that stands still and tall inside my own skin. I promise to keep making my way back. So maybe connecting with an intention for how you may want to go into this day, for how you might want to keep making your way back. A kind intention that supports your flowing into the day. And let's end with connecting with the wish that the practice will continue to support us, and that all the seeds that we're sowing again and again through these sessions, that they will come to full fruition. And at the same time, that the goodness of our practice is also shared by others, by our near and dear ones, and by all those many, many others who we share this planet with. just like us, longing to be happy and free from suffering. And through the power of interconnectedness, may this goodness spread in ever widening circles. Ding.